Before you start figuring out what your fire number is going to be or how much you need to invest every month, the very first step you need to do is to create your own retirement timeline. Let me show you this. And every one of you has one timeline from your birth until your death. The two things that are certain in your life are death and taxes, right? The beginning of the fire timeline starts the day when you start your fire journey. And it doesn't matter if you're in debt or investing with $0. Your timeline starts the day you truly start focusing on your financial independence journey. The purpose of the timeline is for you to understand when you can take the money out of your pension and retirement accounts. And then you can calculate how much you'll need to retire early before you can have access to those retirement accounts. Your Social Security, for example, will be a crucial one if you're already approaching your retirement age. Should you take it out as early as age 62 for the minimum distributions or as late as age 70 to get the maximum benefit? Even if you're far away from your retirement age at 62 or 70, you'll need to keep Social Security in mind because that is taxable income. And you can log into ssa.gov to find out what your estimated benefits will be by the time you turn 62 or 70. And speaking of, you would also be eligible to enroll in Medicare at the age of 65. At the same time, you're going to be eligible to withdraw from your HSA or health savings account, and you can use it for anything. And I will talk about the HSA in a separate video, but keep in mind that you could also pay for your medical or Medicare premiums and expenses with the money inside your HSA, which could save you more money because you could pay for that Medicare premium in pre-tax dollars. And the most important thing that everyone needs to know is that your Roth earnings become tax-free and penalty-free starting at the age of 59 and a half. What does that mean? That means that interest, earnings, and dividends you earn inside your Roth IRA, Roth 401k, Roth 403b, or other Roth designated accounts can be withdrawn without any penalties. You can also start collecting your traditional IRA penalty-free, but that will be taxed by federal and state depending on where you live. And people on their FIRE journey, including myself, use 59 and a half as the designated retirement age because that's when we could really start using every dollar we invested that took us 20, 30, or 40 years to invest, right? And here's another crucial investment account that you could retire early with, and that's your traditional 401k, 403b, TSP, or other employer-sponsored retirement account starting at the age of 55. And keep in mind that only the traditional portion of your 401k, 403b, or TSP would allow you to withdraw penalty-free if you decide to quit your job, get laid off by your job, or get fired by your job, as long as it happens in the same year you turn 55 years old or older. By the way, did you know that over 50% of Americans who make over $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck? So is it always an income problem or a spending problem? If you're having trouble figuring out your budget, I encourage you to download a budgeting app called YNAB. YNAB stands for You Need a Budget. That's right. Whether you make $50,000 a year or $300,000 a year, every one of you needs to create a budget to achieve financial independence. You need to give every dollar a job so that you can be more intentional with your savings and spending. You can get a free trial without any credit card information by using the link in the description below. And if you notice that the red boxes I'm showing you here are taxable income, while the green boxes are tax-free and penalty-free, and blue ones are your pension income that is also taxable. And some of you may be police officers or firefighters working for your state and local government. You should know your state pension plan because they should drill that into your head during your orientation days, hopefully. But just keep in mind that you should have the option to invest in a 457b plan, and that one doesn't have any age restrictions like the 401k. Some state pensions even allow you to buy back your retirement age using the 457 plan. So be sure to talk to your retirement plan provider with your state employer. And your employer might still be generous to give out a private pension plan, and that typically happens when you're in your 60s. Make sure to log into your employer pension plan and find out about your eligibility. If you have any cash value in it, you should have a choice to roll that over to your traditional IRA in pre-tax dollars after you leave your employer. Or maybe they're ending the pension plan and allowing you to roll that over to your traditional IRA. You just got to talk to your employer about that. You could also collect a pension from the federal government if you're a federal employee. And if you've ever served in the military or retire from the military, you might have a military pension, VA disability compensation, or a combination of both coming in just every single month. Maybe you served in the Guard or Reserve, but you don't collect your military pension until you turn 60 years old, and you're going to need to add it to your financial timeline to make sure that it is included in your financial planning process. And keep in mind that your Roth IRA contributions, which is completely separate from your 401k, are already taxed. So they are available to you at any time without any taxes or penalties. That's why this box is highlighted green. And your Roth IRA is going to be extremely crucial to your early retirement. And I'm going to cover that in a separate Roth IRA video. And here's some additional income sources that you could have now or in your early retirement. If you sell your stocks, you should have capital gains. If your stocks pay you dividends, then you'll have dividend income. You could be someone maybe investing in real estate, or someone like me who owns a business and collects royalty from YouTube. What you'll always have is the interest income as long as you have a savings account at the bank. And you don't need a fancy chart like the one that I just showed you now to create your financial timeline. Start writing things down on a piece of paper if you have to. But just remember that the most important thing about FIRE is that you need to be intentional about your investing. Don't just invest without a clear and concise goal, okay?